Hey, Dr. Film here, and yes, this is a Funko Pop version of me! Well, someone thought it was Eddie Murphy at first, but I'll take that as a compliment. Before we begin, you should know that this review will contain no spoilers. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe for reviews and more. And so, without further ado, let's take a look at Wonka.
Willy Wonka, Willy Wonka.
No!
What the hell is that?
Never, ever mention that movie ever again. Okay?
You got it.
Cast and characters.
Let's first discuss our main character, Willy Wonka, played by Timothée Chalamet. And I thought he was well casted in this movie. He was charming, funny, and surprisingly likable. What makes his character so unique is that Timothée Chalamet isn't trying to copy Gene Wilder's performance in the original movie. He's doing his own thing. His mannerisms, the way he talks, all of it is his own performance. Except for this line, of course.
Nope, scratch that, reverse it.
Wait a minute. Strike that. Reverse it.
And you also gotta give props to his dedication. As it turns out, the actor got sick multiple times during production due to how much chocolate and candy he had to eat. Jeez! That's some dedication 101 right there! As for the supporting cast, they were pretty alright. They're pretty straightforward, and they do seem like the supporting side characters that you've seen before in other family movies. As for the Oompa Loompa, Lofty, played by Hugh Grant, he was honestly a mixed bag for me. Now don't get me wrong, I think the design for the Oompa Loompa looks great. It's just that, well, why? Why cast him as an Oompa Loompa in this movie? He has some fun lines here and there, but his performance as an Oompa Loompa just feels kind of stale. Even his singing isn't even that good.
Oompa Loompa Doompa-dee-doo, I've got a tragic tale for you.
Yeah, sorry Hugh Grant, it's not gonna cut it for me. I prefer these Oompa Loompas instead. Nope! Not those ones! Dang it!
Musical and story.
Now the music in this movie was enjoyable and pleasing to my ears, especially the songs. The songs were written by Neil Hannon, lead singer of the Divine Comedy. The songs he wrote in this movie were surprisingly catchy, memorable, and straight up amusing. Although, I have to admit, there are way too many songs that I could count, and the film didn't give me enough time for a breather. How do I explain this? It's something like this. In the beginning, when you first see a musical sequence, you might think, aw, this was nice, can't wait to see the other one. And then immediately after, here comes another one. And after that, here comes another one. And after that, here comes the other one, another one, another one. Jeez, guys, give us a minute or two to breathe here.
I can't breathe.
Okay, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like that throughout the whole movie. To me, it lasted about, 10, 15 minutes or so. It really depends.
I don't get it.
As for the story, this film takes place in Willy Wonka's earlier days as a chocolatier, and in no way does this connect to the original Willy Wonka movie. I think the writers did well reinventing the story of Willy Wonka, while staying faithful to the ideas of the original movie, including the novel. And it does well tackling some serious topics that people can relate to. Although, I have to admit, the third act of the story felt completely different from the first two acts of this movie. Without revealing any spoilers, all I can say is that when it gets to the third act, it does feel like an entirely different movie here. It felt like something I would watch from a Spy Kids movie or something. Even though this film is zany, it was just too silly. But despite all that, I think the story was written well, and I think this is the kind of story that both younger and older audiences can grow fond of, especially this scene.
Every good thing in this world started with a dream. So you hold on to yours.
Here we go, Mama.
I almost shed a tear by the end of this movie, man. I almost shed a tear. I was this close!
You're sick.
Overall, my friends, this movie surprised me, and I mean that in a very good way. I went into this movie with little expectations, But after what I saw in theaters, I think this film was worth the watch. Now, I'm not saying this movie is perfect or exactly good like the original, but to this film's credit, you would still find yourselves enjoying the songs, the dance choreography, the visuals, Timothée Chalamet as Wonka, and the unique take on Willy Wonka's origin story. If you ask me, I think the movie itself does well standing on its own. This is one of those films that will keep you smiling from beginning to end. Because to me, this is a holiday treat that everyone should see. With all that said, I give Wonka an 8 out of 10. Whew! That's the end of my review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. And please follow me on Instagram for updates on my channel. And you can also follow me on TikTok for trailer reactions and more. And I'd also like to give a huge shout out to my friend Janelli for this awesome gift. I mean, gosh, you're so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Don't cry.
And as always, we will see you guys in the holiday season. Merry Christmas!